Hi, I'm Emma Jones, and today I've got social media tips for 2021, and I'm specifically going to be sharing 5 content ideas with you if you ever find you're stuck on what to post on the different social media channels, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. So stick around because I'm going to give you 5 different ideas that are going to help you to increase your engagement and your sales, and also give you some big tips for 2021. So if you're watching this live, drop by, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. Don't stay shy in the background. Let me know where you're watching from, and let me know if you were homeschooling today and if it was a win or a fail. I was homeschooling today, my 5-year-old and my 11-year-old, and I actually had a really good day today. Felt like I smashed it. Just one of those days where it went well rather than yesterday where it went shocking. So let me know if you're having to do that and how it went. Hi, Gemma. Thanks for tuning in from Newcastle. Thanks for watching this video. So yeah, I'm going to dive straight into the training as well. And again, don't stay shy. Hopefully your homeschooling went well, Gemma. Don't stay shy. Drop by, say hi. And I've got notes in front of me if you're wondering why I'm looking down. So what I have recently learned is what used to work before with, and by the way, if you're wondering what's going on with my background, okay, it will actually tie in with something that I'm going to teach a little bit further on. Yes, it looks a sight, and yes, it's real life, so I'll tie that in with one of the tips shortly. But what used to work with, hi Samantha, thanks for grabbing my book, The Selling Plan. I think you're going to get an absolute ton of value from that, by the way, on how to sell authentically and effortlessly. Yeah, so if you've ever wondered why your posts don't get seen by many people, or how to get more engagement on posts, this used to be the #1 thing that used to work with the algorithm. So let me try and explain that a little bit clearer. So how it used to work with Facebook and Instagram, doesn't matter the social media platform, is previously, the more people that used to like your post, comment on your post, and share on your post, that used to tell the algorithms like this post is getting a lot of engagement. So we need to show it to more people. Have you ever noticed that posts that you do that have a lot of comments, likes, and shares tend to go to, they go to more people? And if you've got a Facebook page, you'll see it on your analytics. You'll see that it's reached more people because it had more engagement. Okay. Now, if you're sharing good content, meaning posts or whatever you're doing, and it's good, that's still going to get a ton of engagement, and engagement is still going to work in your favor because the algorithms will show it to more people. Sam's saying, yes, I've always wondered how this works. Yeah, this is how it works. It's all about, or it used to be all about, engagement on your post. So, if I did a live, I would always encourage people to like and comment on the post. And I used to teach my students to always encourage interaction on your posts, because the more clicks and likes and things that you get, it then gets shown to more people. It's like a ninja tactic for you to know, okay? But I've literally just recently learned that there's a new player in town. There's actually something else that now apparently trumps all of them, and I've yet to see this happening. So I actually might start running a few tests starting today to see if that's right. But apparently now the save button is even bigger than if someone likes, comments, or shares your post. So did you know that you can actually save posts? Let me know in the comments if you knew that you could save people's posts. So if you've ever seen a post in the news feed on Facebook and you've wanted to save it, perhaps to come back and look at it another time, or perhaps you were like this, you were watching a Facebook Live and you've had to run off somewhere, but you wanted to catch the rest of it. Did you know that you can actually save a post? And it's usually, I'm pretty sure it's like the top 3 dots. No, I think you can do it with posts as well, Gemma. It's the top 3 dots on the top right-hand corner of a post. If you click on that, you should be able to save it, and then it goes into your save items. Apparently, you can do this on YouTube. I didn't know you could do that on YouTube. And I know you can do that on Instagram as well. So if you ever found yourself saving posts on Instagram. Sam Answer saying, I know about saving posts, but never thought about implementing that feature much. I've used it for like recipes and stuff like that. Yes, cool. And Lucy saying that she knew that you could do it on Instagram. Yeah, so you can save these posts on Instagram. You can save posts on TikTok, or I think it might even be the share button. It's like a WhatsApp button. Let me know if you're on TikTok and if this is making sense. There's like a little green WhatsApp button. I think that's like the save post. I'm not sure. But anyway, so if you are now doing content or like doing a live like I'm doing right now, start encouraging and asking for the save. So actually giving a call to action within your content to say, like exactly what I'm going to go and say now. Can you do a massive favor if you're watching this video and actually save it? You don't have to do it right now, but it'd be interesting to see if this goes further than the lives I've been doing in the past couple of days. It'd be interesting to see if this goes to more people just because people have saved it rather than liking and commenting on it, because the gurus that I follow are teaching that this is now king. It top trumps everything. And that's people saving your posts. So give that call to action when you are creating a post. Actually say in your post, if you don't have time to check this out now, click the save button. You could do even a little tutorial post on, hey, if you've ever seen one of my posts but you didn't get a chance to fully check it out, here's how you can save posts, and teach your audience to start saving your posts and show them how to do it. And I'm pretty sure that on Facebook, it's to do with the top little 3 buttons in the top right-hand corner of whatever it is you're watching. So if you could do that on this video, that would be huge. But I wanted to share that with you, first of all, to let you know that apparently this is a new player, the big player in town, and that the more saves your posts get, the more it's going to be seen by other people. Apparently even more than likes, comments and shares, which I'm quite shocked at, but it's the new thing about apparently. So anyway, coming away from that, that was the first biggest tip that I wanted to share with you for social media building in 2021. But I also have 5 tips to share with you about content ideas, because I know that is one of the biggest hang-ups with my followers. Yeah, it blew my mind as well, Samantha. I was a bit shocked. Is I get so many of my followers that come to me all the time, and one of the biggest hang-ups is having to think about what to post. And let me know in the comments below if this is you, if you can relate to this. You spend so much time every single day thinking about what to post. And sometimes you think about what to post so much that you don't actually end up posting anything. You get a bit paralyzed because you've become overwhelmed with the thought of what to post. Even I still get like that from time to time. Gemma's saying, yeah, where you're like, oh, what can I post today? You overthink it that much that you don't end up posting anything. You get a bit paralyzed. Samantha's the same. And again, I can see there's people watching, so don't stay shy. Interact, say hi. It's a big one, and it should not be taking up as much time as it probably does, because it's not a number one money-making activity. You've got to be showing up on social media. You've got to get posts out there, but a post doesn't equal money. A post specifically doesn't equal a team member joining. You've still got to do a little bit of work after that, which is usually getting on a conversation with someone, showing them a presentation. Lucy saying, yes, it's not so bad when I'm busy, but now we're in lockdown and I'm working, I'm running out of things to say. Yeah. Well, hopefully my little 5 shares in a minute might give you some ideas and help you to be able to do that, because it's really, it shouldn't be that hard. And if you create a bit of a schedule, if you're someone who likes to do lists and think ahead, and I think more of us are having to do that now, aren't we, with lockdown, is think ahead, especially with your business. Like, if you're not naturally organized, which I'm not, I found I had to be a lot more when I had kids. But you're kind of having to be a bit more organized. So if you can take these ideas and kind of put them into a daily tracker, and this is what some people on my team do, especially the highly organized ones, they have like a weekly tracker. So every Monday they will do a certain type of post. Every Tuesday it's a certain type of post. And that stops you. Yeah, I'm not either a Gemma. It stops you from having those days of like, oh, what to post today, if you know in advance what you're going to post. So let's get into these 5 different ideas. so you can start making a schedule. So tip number 1 is to keep sharing selfies or close-ups. And I bet you were a bit gutted when I said that, okay? And that, you know, it's not just a selfie or a close-up. You know, it's if you're putting a little bit of a story behind the selfie, or even if you're just tying it into a product or anything. Whenever you put a selfie, so not a polished picture of this, that, and the other, but a selfie or a close-up of you, I guarantee, you know, you go off the analytics of most people, when they do that, that post will get more people interacting with it than if you had a nice polished picture. There's just something still about the selfie and being close up. Gemma saying, I hate that. Done a video today for a product and cringed. I know it's tough. And Gemma, if you go back and watch my live from yesterday, I gave some tips about like overcoming that fear, and maybe I'll quickly touch on it again in today's video. Is try to think about your audience more than yourself. Take the focus off yourself, and it makes it easier to show up, because you're not so much thinking about you. You're thinking about, okay, is what I'm about to share possibly going to help somebody else? You know, I did that before this video. I was like, is it going to help people if I do this video? Yeah. Take the focus off me, put it on other people. Lucy's saying on stories or as a post, either. Selfies on stories or a post always get way more engagement. So can you schedule in one selfie post a week? Or if you're someone who does share daily on your stories, you know, can you incorporate selfies into them? Tip number 2, these are really, really popular, is demos. And Caroline, thanks for joining in. Caroline has just said, can you explain why this is? Yeah, I think I can, and it'll tie into tip number 5 when I come there as well. But I'll quickly touch on that before I go back to demos. The reason why I think selfies and up close, just selfies, let's call them selfies, posts tend to do better than the polished ones is because it's real life. A bit like what you can see on my live today. You know, this isn't an empty wash basket. It's actually got clothes on it, okay? So what's happened today is we had a guy that was meant to come early this morning to fix a wall at the front of the house. So we've moved all the furniture, and then he's not coming till tomorrow. So it's real life. And I was like, well, I'm not moving it all back. We might as well just leave it all here because he's coming tomorrow, okay? So that's why you can see the clothes made behind me. This is a kid's, like, my youngest had this colouring house, which is hardly coloured, to be honest. I think I'm going to give it another couple of weeks to colour it in, and then it's going, because it takes up way too much space. It was for Christmas. It's like a colour your own house thing that's been shoved down here. So the reason, and look, I've been an advocate of this since I've done my business, since 2015, is I've always kind of tried to be real on my videos, and not try to be too polished in the way that I look and the way that I show up. One of my best, because I've run a lot of Facebook ads over the years, spent thousands on Facebook ads, so I could literally give you, you know, this isn't just coming from me saying it, this is backed up with experience and me putting money behind this stuff as well. Au Naturel is one of my best performing Facebook ads of all time, that literally got that much engagement, it created that many sales, that many leads, was when I went live and I actually had, I think it was 2 people knock on the door. Gemma said, that's how I found you. Tell me a bit more, Gemma, explain, expand even. Yeah, it was a live where there was a kid knocking on the door for my eldest to see if she was coming out to play. And because I wasn't answering, because I was in the middle of doing my video, she kept knocking. The dogs were barking. This is when we had both the dogs. And because someone was knocking on the door, and I think she did it again. She either did it again or someone else knocked. And this was whilst I was recording a video that was going to be used as an ad. It might have even been a live, I can't remember. But I chose to keep it running. And I got so many comments from people saying, do you know what, that inspired me to take a look at what I was talking about, what you're doing, because they thought if she can do it, when all that real life stuff is going on, maybe I can do it. Yeah. And that's the thing sometimes is And I feel a bit intimidated when I see like the really polished influencers that their houses, there's nothing out of place, and they look so perfected on their videos, and the lighting's perfect, and it does feel a little bit intimidating, because it makes me feel, I don't know about you, but it makes me feel like, one, I can't be bothered to do that. I'd rather just turn up live and provide the value than take 20 minutes setting up the lighting, doing my makeup, making sure everywhere's blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I think people can relate to the real a lot more than they can everything polished. And that's not everyone's cup of tea. Trust me, I've had people comment on my videos in the past saying, like, I can't believe I'm listening to someone who's wearing a hoodie. I still remember that one. And, there's been a few other nasty comments that you get on the video, and that's part and parcel of doing this, by the way. You do have to grow a thick skin, and the more that you do it, you'll just get used to that. They're not your people. They're not your tribe. And you don't want you don't want followers like that. You will naturally attract people that are like you and that relate to you, okay? So Gemma's saying, I was just scrolling through Facebook when your advert came up. I have no idea how you ended up on there. So you found me through an ad. Yeah, well, that's because I've learned over the years how to do Facebook advertising. And Gemma said, I move stuff out the way for videos. Maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, maybe you should keep it in like this. No, trust me, there's days when I move stuff as well. But I purposely left this today. One, because I ain't moving it because the guy's coming tomorrow. But two, it fits in nice with that point. And I think Caroline's saying it makes sense now. 100% people relate to real a lot more, and that's why it ties in with the selfie. It's like you're in the moment, you've took a picture, boom. And I've used selfies upon selfies over the years in successful Facebook ads and posts as well. So let's jump back to tip number 2, which was demos. These are really popular demo posts, okay? And this is more like you doing a demonstration of your product or your service. So it's going to be slightly different to tip number 2, but it's actually doing a demonstration. So do you have a makeup tutorial that you can do? Can you demo using your product or taking your product? If you scroll through Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, you will come across tons of demo videos. There's a reason why you keep seeing them, because they are just highly engaged, and they're things that get viewed a lot, things that get shared a lot, because it's a demo video. So creatively think about how can you demonstrate your product or your service, and actually title, the post demo video. And then we've got tip number 3. So this is slightly different to number 2, but it's a how-to video. So I know that sounds very similar to a demo video, but the demo video really is you demonstrating your routine. And that's another post that you can do. It's like your daily routine, how I do this in a day or whatever. But the demo is more linked to you and what you do, and the how-to can be teaching anything. But you could be linking it into your product. So how to lose 3 pounds in 30 days, how to get flawless skin for aged 40 and over. I am literally just pulling these off the top of my head. How to how to create a plan B, how to get more money at the end of the month if you're sick of just paying for bills. This could be linked in with your opportunity, and you can give people tips on how to do that in your videos. You don't need to be an expert to do this, okay? And it can be a post or a live. You don't need to be an expert. Just give people some tips and advice and tie it in with what you do, okay? It's the easiest thing ever, and people love that because they will come either off the live, or they will finish reading that post or that piece of content or something that you've shared on your story and feel like they've learned something. And they're going to remember you so much more than if you just constantly go on about your products. Does that make sense? Yes, Gemma, you have so many demos because of who you're with. Yeah, that totally makes sense. So hopefully you're naming them demos, and hopefully they do well for you as well. So that was tip number 3. create how-tos, and hopefully you're making notes of this so you could be coming up with some ideas to make yourself a schedule. And number 4, whether you like it or lump it, is live streaming. Okay, it's always, if I go live, it gets way much more interaction, tends to go a lot further than if it's just a standard post. And that's whether you go live on Facebook, you can go live on Instagram, you can go live on TikTok. I think if you've got over 10,000 followers, so you do need to grow that following over on TikTok. And you can now do YouTube live as well. So all the platforms are doing them, and they're all doing them for a reason, because it's just a great way for you to, if you go back to yesterday's video that I did, it's a great way for you to build connection with your audience, because you get to interact live like I'm doing now with you guys. And just a couple of quick tips again, if you've never done a live, if you're petrified of lives, I'll tell you a quick story, because again, I've gone on, I can see that I've already been rambling for about 20 minutes here. My first live, I was petrified. I was so scared to hit that button. I was shaking, I was sweating. My youngest, she's 5 now, but she was, I think she was like newborn. Yeah, must have been around newborn at the time. So I remember she was like, she's in the pram, she's having a nap. It's now or never. I've got to do this first live, because everyone's going on about lives. And I remember hitting the go live button, and she woke up and she started screaming. She never did this usually, but when I was on the live, of course she did. And I just remember thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have to just switch this live off, because she was going mental. And because I was stressed anyway from doing and going live, I was just all over the place. And I remember, I don't even think I said bye. I literally just had to turn it off because she was screaming. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that was my first Facebook live. And like someone who commented on the video yesterday, she commented, I think it was Myrtle from the US. She said that she always deletes her Facebook lives after she's done them because she can't sleep. And I get that. I totally get it. Although I said to her, please don't do that. Be brave. Keep it on there, because most people actually end up watching the replay anyway. Okay. But I remember that day I took her for a walk to try and settle her back off to sleep. And I think to settle myself and settle my mind. And I remember halfway round on the walk, pushing in the pram, I thought, oh my God, I haven't deleted it. So I was like, no. So I was proper stressing out even more. And I remember racing. Well, I didn't race because I had her in the pram, but I made a point of getting home quicker than I probably would have, because I wanted to delete the live, because I was like, oh no, people are going to see the absolute state of that live. And when I come back, I'd had a ton of comments from people saying, thanks so much for sharing that. It was really helpful. Totally understand you've got to go and see to your little one. And just loads of really helpful comments like that. And here I was, which I bet is what you do, making it a million times worse than what it actually was in your head, thinking that everyone was going to think I was pathetic, a failure, and how unprofessional was that. And not one person actually thought that. The person who thought that was me. So I think I kept it on. I can't quite remember if I did delete it or keep it on, but I was shocked. I remember just thinking, okay, it wasn't as bad as what I thought. Lucy saying, I don't know if I can bring myself to do them. I've done some pre-recorded videos and I feel sick posting them. I know, I understand. I totally get it. It's not easy. But what I will tell you is the more you do, the easier they will become. If you go back to some of my first Facebook Lives, they won't be like how I'm talking to you now. And now I just hit the button and I go live, because I've practiced and I've built that muscle. It's like muscle memory. The more you do it, it will get easier, I promise. And I remember going to do the second Facebook Live and I was still really, really nervous. But it was just that, 1% easier than the time before. And I just kept pushing myself to do them. And the more that I did them, I promise you, it was easier every time. I know it's easier said than done, but it is literally like ripping off that plaster, ripping off the Band-Aid. You've just got to get the first one out there. And I think have the right expectations as well. Have the right expectations that your first one's going to suck. Your first one's going to stink. It just is. and you're going to be super critical, and it's not going to be nice, because I think if you try to keep creating and pre-recording, so you want the perfect video, it's not going to happen. So set yourself up with the right realistic expectations that the first one isn't going to be great, but it's just the point, the intention behind it is just to do it. And then once you've done it, it doesn't matter how much you thought you stank, it's the fact that it's out there. Yeah. So I know I've done like a little mini training on going live here, and I have got previous trainings just on how to do Facebook Lives. Is there a time frame you would recommend for lives? No. You can have, and it's really when most of your audience is on. So if you check your analytics on your Facebook group or your Facebook page and find that they're all online of an evening, or maybe they're all online at a certain time, that's really when you should do them. And that tends to be most people tend to go on social media of an evening or really early in the morning, or perhaps around lunchtime. But I think now with lockdown, who knows, we're all online 24/7, yes or no. And I don't tend to stick, you should stick to a schedule, because your audience tend to get to know when you're going to show up, but I don't. I literally just jump on when I can, and I let the replay do the heavy lifting. So anyone that doesn't get to catch it live, they'll be able to catch the replay. I need to think about what to say going live. I don't want to go live for no reason. Well, if you are ever stuck on a post, or because we need to wrap this up now, I've been going on too long. If you're ever stuck on a post or what to do with going live, tip number 5 will be perfect for you, because it's called behind the scenes. Tip number 5, behind the scenes. You know, one of the easiest things that you can do, and actually what top influencers do. So I want you to think about who you follow now. Who do you religiously follow on social media? If you follow them, they've got a big following. They're now classed as an influencer, okay? What most of these influencers do is they just document their life. Have you ever noticed that? It's just real. It's like a reality TV show. Why do you think why are they so popular? Why are reality TV shows so popular? Because humans, we're weird. We somehow just love looking at what other people are doing. No, and it doesn't even matter if it's mundane. If it's a little story of, I've just took the dog for a walk. It's weird how we're like that, isn't it? But have you noticed that that's what most top influencers do? They just document their life. It's like a behind the scenes curtain into your life. Now, you might not want to share things as in detail like that, but some people do. But even if you can just give little snippets, like I have today, real life, the house, the living room is upside down. It's real life. Hi, Barbara, thanks for joining. You will gain so much more trust with your following, which is a key to making sales. That's in a previous video that I've done. I've spoke about the know, like, and trust factor, because people get to see the real you, and people get to relate to you so much more. And that's a key to gaining trust, is just have people relate to you. Like, I'm in the UK. So anyone who's watching this now and is not from the UK, you might not have heard of this lady, but I love following a lady over on Instagram called Mrs. Hinch. And if you're in the UK and you haven't heard of her, you've obviously been hiding under a rock. You must have been. She's got like 4.5 million followers. And I just love watching her stories. She does it all on stories. But all she's doing, you know, because I like to reverse engineer these things, and with my marketing mind, and the way I've taught marketing over the years, I kind of look at how these influencers do things. She does a lot of demos. In fact, that's how her account started out. She does tons of how-tos. And it was all to do with cleaning tips. She shows you, she gives you demonstrations on how to use certain products, cleaning tips, how-tos on how to use certain products. That's how she started out. But now she's so huge and such a big influencer, she just shares everything. And she only has to mention, I'm using this, and she crashes websites, because thousands and thousands, which she's got 4.5 million followers, people just go and buy in their droves because they trust and hang on at every word. But that's because she's real, in my opinion. She's real and she's authentic. So many people can relate to her. There's no falseness, there's no pretense. She lets you into her real life. So she'll show you her house when it's not completely spick and span and things like that. But that's what she's doing. It's behind the scenes. It's a reality TV show of Mrs. Hinch. It's real life. It's just day by day what she's up to on her stories. And that goes so much more further than you think. So if you're ever stuck with what to do, just tell your audience what you've been up to that day. Document your life. Document your journey with your business. Document your journey with your products. You might think it's boring, but you'll be surprised at the amount of people that won't. Is this making sense? And to be honest, if I had to give you one of the ones that I would say is the most powerful, it's number 5. Just start documenting what you're doing if you want to and you have time for that. I'm not a huge fan of stories. I love to consume them, which is why if you like doing stories, don't not do them, because they're powerful, because I am a consumer. I just don't like to do them because they take up too much time. But if you like doing stories, do them because it's quick, it's easy, it's fun, and people love it. Gemma, I documented me winning my trip to Mauritius with my job. Boom. And I bet you it got tons of people watching. And even if they didn't engage, people will be watching. So it's one of the easiest things you can do. Now, I've gone half an hour here. I can't believe I've rambled on that long, so I need to wrap this up. If you want more training from me, so I've showed you, I've given you some ideas. I'll give you 5 ideas about what to post, what content to post if you're ever stuck, okay? I've also told you that the number 1 thing now is apparently people saving your posts. So if you can, after this video goes live, or you can do it now, click save on this post, please, because I'm going to do a little experiment and see if it goes further because it's had more saves. But if you also want to know how to get people to come to you, so I go way deeper into what type of posts to craft and how to do this to actually get people to come to you. So you're not chasing people. You don't spend time in the inbox, DMing people, private message people, copy and paste messages, asking them to take a look at your product, asking them to take a look at your opportunity. Yes, I know this is what a ton of companies actually teach because it's easy and it's duplicatable, but I never liked that approach because it felt pushy, it felt inauthentic, and it was time consuming. The amount of people that used to read those messages and just never reply. So I teach you how to get people to come to you, how to create a post, how to do a live where you're encouraging people to reach out to you and ask you about your products and opportunity. If you want access to that training, just comment the word blueprint below this video, or again, I've put the link to that training above this video as well. It's in the description above this video. So if you click that link, enter your email address, because I need to be able to send you, it's like a daily bite-sized training from me. And I have some recommendations in there as well. So either click the link above this video, comment the word blueprint, and I will send you that training. So you can have a little bit of daily bite-sized me in your inbox daily, where I teach you how to change the game. And by the way, this totally and utterly changed the game for me in my business. I went from nearly quitting because I was sick of rejection to handing in my notice within 5 months of finding this training, because I was generating so many leads. It got to a point where I didn't actually know what to do with all the people reaching out. So I can see people who come and saying, Gemma saying blueprint, Barbara saying blueprint, Caroline saying blueprint. I appreciate you spending time with me today. I really need to find a way to make these lives shorter. I don't know how to do that. So I appreciate you spending your precious time with me. I hope this has been helpful. And you've got some tips. Emma, you can come to my DMs. I like it. And have a wonderful weekend. And I hopefully will be back with some more training next week. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.